I was just like you, a student trying to quit his bad habits and obsessing over progress. But my biggest achievement is not quitting my addictions or starting this business, it's improving my relationship with my family. Trying to be a bit more of the man of character who's able to tell his family he loves them, he's grateful for them, who's able to address the resentment that he has. Your family can be your biggest support system, but also your biggest hindrance. So you need to take responsibility of that aspect of your life. And I'm telling you, that fear of judgment that you feel, that fear of expression, it's going to be the highest with your family. And if you're able to face that and you're able to be vulnerable, it's going to become a lot easier in every single aspect of your life. And ask yourself this: what kind of person would you be if you knew you were going to die tomorrow? What would be the changes that you make? What would be the words, the last words that you will tell everyone? What would be some calls that you make, some people you'll go out and speak to? Before you share the truth with others, you need to reconnect with that authentic truth yourself. And that's raw, unfiltered data you get when you do a death meditation. I remember the first time I did a death meditation. I was shaking, I was crying, I was scared of all the actions that I knew I would take. I knew I needed to take. And this can really have a profound impact on your life. And that's step number 1, which is reconnect with your truth. And how do you do that? You do that by doing a death meditation. But doing a death meditation is useless unless you go out and take action on it. A lot of times, usually the things that comes up are things like unexpressed love, unexpressed gratitude, your anger, your guilt, you're probably hiding in fear. These are probably the data that was the data that came up for me. When trying to take action on it, right? The moments that I told my family that I was grateful for them, that I loved them, I was shaking, I was sweating. I was like this knot in my stomach. I was facing my deepest fears in doing that. And you can start with something simple. Once at the end of the video, you're going to get the death meditation, do that. And once you get that authentic data, you've written down everything, you're going to start to take action. And you can start to take action on something very simple. Like you can tell your family, like a family member, thank you, that you're grateful for them. Like the gratitude journaling stuff you do, you can just be like, I was gratitude journaling and I wrote this about you. Yuka told me to gratitude journal and I wrote this about you. Something as simple as that. Of course, you can be more authentic as time goes on. You can be more authentic right now. That's just something small and simple. Tell them you are grateful for them. But you don't want to just take action. You want to also change as a person. You don't want to just face your fears. You want to become a more courageous person. So when taking action, you are going to be facing your worst fears. You're going to be facing your deepest fears of expression, of vulnerability, of who you are as a person. And that's good. Because what's been disowned, what's the parts of yourself, like that expression which has been disowned over the years for a long period of time, it's even out of your awareness, it's going to be brought up. And when it's brought up, you're going to feel this like fight or flight, life or death kind of responses. Like you're sweating, you don't know what to do, your heart's beating as you're trying to talk about it. And that's good, because after taking the action, you can go out and you can process that. And after taking the action, you can do a guided, and what you need to do, you can sit down and you try to sink into the fear and you try to dive into it. And instead of resisting, instead of powering through the action, you try to sink into it and relax into it and let that fear take over and let it run its course. And in the near future, I'm going to upload a guided release meditation that you can do just for this process. But right now, if I upload that video, I'll just give it to you at the end of this video. But if I don't, just sit down with yourself and Try to release that, try to process that, take some breaths and sit through with it. Don't avoid the things that come up. Do a release, the release meditation, or just by yourself, just sitting with it, sitting with whatever comes up after the action. And that's how not only you become and improve your relationship with your family, you become a better man of character, you also make lasting change. Don't forget, I'm Yukash Ravan. I'm watching you from afar and I'm rooting for you. Take action.